In today's video, we're going to take a quick tour of Obsidian Publish. I'm going to start by saying what it is, then why I've been interested in and why I'm considering it over other tools before we do a walkthrough of setting it up and getting it going. So let's dive in. Obsidian Publish is a service from Obsidian which allows you to publish your Obsidian Vault online so that other people can access your notes, see your notes, and go through them there. It's basically a kind of way to make your own Wikipedia online, but with your notes, your thoughts, your contributions. Now, this doesn't have to be all of your notes from your vault. You can select which notes get published online, so you have control over what you're sharing. Now, I've been sharing things and making websites of one sort or another for about 20 years, back when I started at school in a website club, and I made a Star Wars tribute website that was terrible and probably illegal because I probably used some images which I shouldn't have. But since then, I've used a variety of different tools at different stages of my life, including like a free blogspot website, WordPress, self-hosted WordPress websites, and more recently, microblog and Ghost. This is actually Ghost on the screen right now, and this is my microblog site, the one that I currently use. But when I noticed and saw some people like Joshua's digital garden that he's put up online, and how you could go through and you have this very different structure to a traditional blog where you go reverse chronological, but instead you could sort of jump around a MOOC, go to different parts that you have there. You could, go for, see the connections between different ideas there, and it's less sort of chronologically arranged, but more topically and graph-based arranged. That really interested me, and I thought this could be a really interesting approach to publishing. Now, I've tried a free option, which you can actually see here, and it is online. I've kept it hidden, and in a future video I'm going to talk through this process and how you could set up your own option here. So if the cost of Obsidian Publish pushes you off, this is a perfectly valid option, and if it's live, then we'll have a link. But I've been really intrigued by the native Obsidian Publish option for a few reasons. One, I want to support the people who make Obsidian. They don't charge for a normal download. There's no subscription. You can use it with a cloud service for completely free. So if people want to, they don't need to give the developers any money at all. That's fantastic. However, I want it to keep going. I want it to keep being developed, and so I want to contribute and help it be developed. And so that's one reason why I'm interested in using the official solution from Obsidian. A second reason is that they have had early bird pricing, which was 50% discount, and that is ending at the end of this month. It's currently September the 11th, and it ends on September the 30th. So if I don't choose it now, then I would have to pay twice as much in the future. So as much as I want to support them, I also don't want to pay twice as much. so there's that factor. But there's also the factor of the ease of this system. Now, my own system that I've had here, this version, it takes a lot of manual process. It's quite fiddly to get going. You have to manually copy files and stuff like that. Whereas this version, it's very simple to publish notes and it's much more integrated. So that is another reason why I've been interested in the official publish option. So let's dive in and let's get set up. So I'm going to click buy now, and in a second I'll hide the details here because it's my official stuff, and come down to purchase options. Now go for Obsidian Publish and buy, and you can see there is a 20% off discount if you buy the yearly version, which turns out to be only $8 a month, or you can buy monthly and it's $10 a month. Now again, this is the early bird discount, which is going away at the end of the month, may have already gone away, And I can understand that the fees may be considerable for some people, but I'm going to go for the monthly fee because I actually don't like paying yearly subscriptions. I really hate how yearly subscriptions sneak up on me, and sometimes that means that there's several yearly subscriptions in a row. So what I'm going to do is the monthly one. I find it much more easy to budget for that, and I like that arrangement. So I'm going to enter my payment details now, but I'm going to keep that private. Okay, so I've purchased my Obsidian Publish. So I'm more go to the in-app. Got it. So because I've connected it to my account already, it should be ready to go. Your site, more sites, so I could get more. I could change to yearly frequency, could stop my renewal, whatever. So let's head over to. So it turns out that I had some personal information revealed on the screen that I probably shouldn't share online during the whole time of that recording. Nothing too embarrassing, just some stuff to do with work. So that gave me a reason to remake this part of the video, and that was actually a good thing because the default that I had created when I set it up, or I set Publish up in the first place, wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. It didn't really look right because I was kind of just publishing my vault as it was. And so I took some time and I stole an idea from Joshua to, instead of having my own homepage that I have, which you can see now on the screen, this page, which isn't perhaps so useful for people, still also a work in progress, which I need to spend some time going through. I thought I'd set up a new welcome page, which would want some different information that people might want to look at and might like to go down, rather than the way I had it set up in the first place. So, for example, I wanted to give people a way to subscribe to the newsletter. I've given them a chance to download the starter kit as well for free, but also just have a few jumping off points of topics that I'm interested in, and go through some book notes that I've made as well. It also gave me a reason to create a now page, which is something I've wanted to do for a while. So here it is, and you can see that it's live. And so my kind of subdomain is Chris J. Wilson at the moment. I could set up a custom domain, which is something that I'm going to do in the future, but I still need to work out what subdomain I want to have here. But I think this is a nice way to start going through it. Let's refresh to see how this looks exactly. Okay, so now it's up to date. So I've created a page about me and options to subscribe, links to various places. Can go back. I need to update that a bit as well. Got the now page with some of the stuff that I'm working on now, what I'm currently reading. I think I'm going to make this my currently reading page. I need to update that actually, it's quite out of date. I wanted to have a section on articles, which I haven't uploaded apparently. I have my 12 favourite problems. There's actually only 8 so far. It's this idea from Richard Feynman about problems that you can think about again and again. So I have how can I be more like Jesus every day? What is the most effective way to learn? These are things that have been going on for a long time. I also have stuff like how can I wake up every morning feeling energized and ready to go? So I have some ideas here that I need to add to. I don't have the backlinks set up for this yet. But yeah, and then you can see some of my MOOCs. I don't have every page published on each of these. Still something that I'm set up. I had the sidebar at first, but what I realized is that my sidebar isn't set up really for other people. It's set up for myself. And that's actually been one of the most revealing things about setting up this publish, that the way that I work isn't really great for sharing with other people. It's also highlighted some aspects which aren't that great for myself, or aspects which are legacy that I need to get rid of. But it really made me think about how can I create this journey that encourages people to go through and explore. And I think that's good for myself as well, because the path that I want to go through my system, perhaps it's not the, I haven't really considered that properly. I've had the curse of knowledge, I know what's here, I know where I can go, so I can take shortcuts and perhaps not go the route that makes the most sense. So I think this will actually benefit the whole system for myself as well as for other people in the long run, kind of taking that perspective of how does this work for other people. I think it's it looks really great in terms of the system. There's ways to customize it that I'll be exploring later. And if I compare it to this kind of free version that I've set up in the past, I like the recent update section. I know there is a way to do this, which I need to set up myself. And the previews are okay. You can see kind of like books I've read in 2021. So maybe I can actually go into my book notes and find, I don't have books I've read in 2021, but I can see some book notes. So it's set up a bit differently, and it does have some different advantages and disadvantages. One of the things that confused me when setting up Publish is that there doesn't seem to be a section in the plugins or in the community area where you can find the settings for Publish. Like, you have a switch on off here, that's about it. Turns out you get an element in your sidebar just here, you can see, where you can publish changes and things like this. But the way that I found it was by searching through the command palette and seeing Publish and Publish changes there. So if you click Publish changes, it gives you the option to add things which you've changed in your notes, or you can add new notes that you've created, or you can unpublish notes which haven't changed as well. So this is a way that you can put them up, put them down. So let's say that I look through some of my new notes. This is an article I'm kind of working on how Mars Hill influenced my church youth group in England, showing some aspects behind that. So I may publish that when it's ready to share with the world, but I'll probably publish that on a blog instead. Now, if I had multiple sites, I could select them here. I could switch site, change it there. I can change site options here, including metadata. So let's give Wilson's notes, digital garden. I do like digital garden. Notes, we'll keep it as notes for the moment. Homepage, I can set which page is the one that opens, so I have it set for welcome. I can upload a logo to use as a file to use as logo. This is how I can configure custom domain, which I'm going to do in the future, probably using the Cloudflare option that they mentioned. I don't want to disallow search engines. I think that's fine. Keep it as light. I think that's the best way. There's no way to say it as default, which is a bit of a shame. Show hover preview. I think I'll keep that off. I think I don't think it's great for a website type thing, but maybe. Readable line names makes sense. Strict line, sliding windows. I tried this and it seemed a bit buggy. Didn't really seem to work as well as it does normally. Show search bar. I do actually want a search bar up. Navigation. This is the left side thing, which I turned off. By default, it was on. Graph view. I turned it off because it didn't seem to be working too well. Backlinks. I will add that once I've set up what I want on the site a bit more. I could add Google tracking. So I'm going to save the site settings now, and it's updating site publish. See that? Oh, there's no changes to do, so I can just do that there. So those are the settings that you can set up on the site. So there you have it, Obsidian Publish. I think it's a really interesting service, and I'm glad I checked it out. I don't know if I'll stick with it. I think I probably will, because I do want to support the development of Obsidian. But in the next video, I'm going to show you how I set up this alternative, this free version, which might be attractive to some other people. So if you're interested in creating your own one for free, subscribe to make sure you don't miss that video, and I will see you in the next one.